Ladies and gentlemen, we are heading into the last leg of election season with the penultimate phase scheduled for Saturday. But the big election debate this season has been about voter turnouts, especially the revised figures released by the Election Commission of India. Take a look at the table on your screens for a moment and look at it closely. For each of the first 4 phases of the elections, the final figures released by the Election Commission are significantly higher than the live tally seen on the Election Commission's voter turnout app on the day of elections. Just take a look. The difference ranged from 5 to 6% for the first 2 phases to 1 to 2% for phase 3 and phase 4. Now, this data that you see on your screens is what has formed the bedrock of the petition which was filed by the NGO, Association for Democratic Reforms, in the Supreme Court, highlighting not just the spike in the final turnout figure across all phases, but also the inordinate time taken by the Election Commission to release these figures. Do remember, it took 11 days to release the updated turnout for phase 1, and those for subsequent phases have been released 4 days later. Now, ADR claims that these updated figures translate to an increase in 1.07 crore voters across the first 4 phases, which means an increase of 28,000 votes per constituency seat, enough to potentially sway an election. The ADR's petition, which was backed by key opposition leaders, was for the Election Commission to publish copies of Form 17C for each polling station on its website after every phase. Let me explain this. It's crucial to understand what is Form 17C. It's a document that encompasses a plethora of data, including the allocation of electors to each polling station, the overall count of registered voters within a specific area, the number of electors abstaining from voting, those denied voting rights, and the total tally of votes tabulated. Crucially, Part 2 of the form is critical on counting day, as it delineates the name of candidates along with the total votes garnered by each. Additionally, it furnishes insights into whether the votes recorded at a given booth tally with the overall votes polled.
Data is available with the Election Commission. Now, why does the Election Commission not put that data on the website? What's the problem? What can happen in the process is that the number of votes that are counted may in fact be more than the number of votes that are polled. Now, we don't know whether that is correct or not. It may well not be correct. But what is the hesitation of the Election Commission not to put that data on record?
But the Election Commission is sure it is dead against the prospect of making Form 17C public. And in a very strongly worded response to the Supreme Court, it has termed it as a plea to confuse voters and keep the EVM controversy alive. Now, the Election Commission is insisting that it is not mandated by law to share Form 17C with the public, and repeated attempts to frame a false narrative of the polling process could actually be hindering the voter turnout. We'll talk about that in just a bit. Today, but this is the big development. The Supreme Court has agreed with the Election Commission. They have decided to keep a hands-off approach while the election process is on in the country. But critically, the Apex Court has also been severely critical of merits of the PIL filed by ADR, claiming that some PILs are less of public interest litigations, but more driven by paisa, private or political interests. Now, is this fair criticism of a demand the opposition has claimed to be in the interest of voter transparency? Where do we draw the line between the need for genuine reform to an electoral system and deliberate attempts at obstructionism? Let's debate that with my guest this evening. Karan Verma is an author joining us on the broadcast. We'll speak on behalf of the BJP. Suleiman Mohammad Khan is spokesperson of the Congress party. And Sharad Kumar is member of the ADR. Sharad Kumar, I want to start with you. There were some harsh words that have come in for your organization, ADR. Please help me understand what ADR's reaction is to what the Supreme Court has said and done today, and what the Election Commission, more importantly, has said and done today in the Supreme Court. Okay, I have a feeling that Mr. Sharad Kumar is possibly not in a position to hear me right now. Let me just come to our other guest this evening then. Karan Verma, here's the simple question. It's not like ADR or opposition parties are asking for some extraordinary data that does not exist. This is data that exists, is available with the Election Commission right after voting. This is data that is given to polling agents of the candidates who are fighting the election from that particular constituency. If it can be given to polling agents, if it can be given to candidates, why can it not be given to the voters of this country? Why hide? You have that data already. Just scan it and put it out there. What's the problem? Why the fuss?
Okay, so Shreya, first of all, this has never been shared with the voters. This is a convention. Form 17C has never been made public. It has, as you rightly said, been already shared with the polling agents, and the polling agents are free to share that with the candidates. So why create a controversy out of thin air and show as if something is being concealed and something big is, some conspiracy is brewing? Why do that? I mean, that is what my hunch is. This is something that has been a convention, and as per the Rule 47 subsection 2 of the Representation of People Act, the Supreme Court rightly ruled out today that the ECI is not mandated to share this information. And the ECI has its reasons. They've said that, you know, there can be mischief with that data, it can be interpolated. We live in a day and age where morphed images can fly thick and fast. So they have refrained. They have shared it with the polling agents. And just to, you know, assuage any sort of concerns and rumor mongering, this same data will again be counter-checked on the polling day. Because on the polling day, when the polling agents would be there cannot be a discrepancy. Even if today, for all those who are brewing this rumor that, you know, the voter turnout and the figures that have come out after a few days are different, at the end of the day, when the votes are counted, the figures that have been given to the polling agents, along with a breakdown of every booth, they will match. Otherwise, again, they are free to raise a complaint.
Verma.
So this is a completely transparent process.
Karan Verma, my question was simple.
Asking for too much transparency where everything should be visible for public consumption is not fair. Yeah, sorry.
Acha. So like too much democracy, there cannot be too much transparency. Karan Verma, I don't buy that logic. The fact is that if citizens of this country, even a section of the citizens of this country want that data which is already available, what is the problem with transparency at a time when questions are being raised about a sudden increase of 5 to 6% in voter turnout in phase 1 and phase 2?
No.
This is not 1-2% ki baat. When voter turnout is increasing by 5 to 6 days, and this data, by the way, is being released after 11 days, there are question marks on the Election Commission of India. Now, if there are question marks on the Election Commission of India, as they say, you know, if there are questions, simply silence your critics by releasing the data. Caesar's wife has to be above suspicion.
You know, Shreya, Election Commission is one of those unsung heroes of our country, which has faced so much of maligning from all quarters, but they've come out shining, and it's the institution that I am most proud of, if you ask me. I mean, 96 crore eligible voters, 12 lakh polling booths. And we have the gall to say that, oh, they delayed it by a couple of days. Even this 5% or 6% figure is grossly exaggerated, and I'll tell you why. And Yogendra Yadav, no one else but Yogendra Yadav, who's very critical of the Election Commission, and the BJP has also admitted that this 5 to 6% by the evening of 7 p.m., if I talk about 20th April, the figures were already in excess of 61%, and it takes a couple of days generally to settle down. Even the next day already, 1 or 2% increase was there. Yes, there was an increase of 3-4%, which is normal. Yogendra Yadav says this is normal. The only thing which could have been better was the delay of 11 days. That's true. That is something that could have been plugged in. But to continuously cast aspersions on the election commission, and the ADR has this perennial habit. I remember ADR saying that there should be 100% verification of VVPATs. You know what? Back in 2017, the Indian Statistical Institute, just to allay those concerns, said if 430 EVMs are checked, then we can be 99.99% sure that they are correct. Leave aside 430, Shreya, 4,300 were checked. That's how sure we want to be about our transparent processes. But you know, some people are still not satisfied. They'll continue casting aspersions. Suggestions are welcome. But for Pawan Khera and all these people to say, oh, there is a voter that has suddenly increased, they've already started seeking excuses for the election they are bound to lose in the coming days.
Sharad Kumar, you're a member of the ADR. Today has been a bad day for you in the Supreme Court. Would you want to respond to what Karan Verma is saying? I mean, even forget the fact that the Election Commission was fairly unkind to you. Even the Supreme Court has raised question marks on your PIL.
I think with the present technology is so high, there should be no problem in releasing the figures much earlier. Even today, I remember in 1995, I had computerized the Matunga constituency whole thing, and the results were being sent to Delhi within 10 minutes of every hour. And Mr. Session, who was the Chief Election Commissioner, he had telephoned the CEO of Maharashtra. How is that Matunga is sending the report so fast? Then he said the social worker had computerized the son, and that is how you are getting the result fast. So in those days, the technology was not so much as it is today. Even the computers are not as much as it was today. So I don't see any reason why there should be a delay
it's not about technology.
Announcement of the son.
Mr. Kumar, but today it was not about technology. The argument today in court, I'm saying today the argument in court was about principles. The Election Commission is saying we've never done it. We have never uploaded booth-wise data in any election. Why should we do it now?
No, technology.
And the Supreme Court has agreed with them
and said
so that this is, you know, we are in the middle of elections and ADR moves this petition. Sir, the point also is that there is a question mark being raised on ADR about why they had to move this petition right in the middle of election season. The election season has started. The Supreme Court has said, election process ke beech mein hum kuch nahi karenge. And maybe they are right as well. Why disrupt a process that is already underway? So essentially, the Election Commission of India has questioned your motive. They are saying, kuch bhi kar lo, ye log shak ki hawa phailate rahenge, ADR wale.
No, this is what I said. I mean, the technology is so fast, we are getting the results so quickly. But I don't know why ECI results are not coming fast.
Okay, let me just get it. I've asked you, you know, 3 questions and you've given me the same. Okay. I've asked you 3 questions, sir, and you've given me the same answer for some strange reason. Sulaiman Mohammad Khan, would you want to come in here as spokesperson of the Congress party? Aapko shak kis baat ka hai? You know, with this increased voter turnout, demanding voter turnout at every booth, what is the shak? What are you afraid of?
2-3 important points, Shreya, then I'll answer your question. First of all, it was not a Congress petition. It was a petition which was filed by ADR, and the second petition was filed by a TMC MP, Mahua Mitra, whom Dr. Singhvi has represented as a lawyer. So it was not Congress petition, first of all. Second, you are saying that Supreme Court has refused. The other person who is pretending himself to be an author, he was also saying that Supreme Court has refused. Supreme Court has only refused interim relief. And Supreme Court has specifically said in the open courts, there is no expression on the merits of the case. The matter has been adjourned. And the reason
I agree with you there.
The reason why no interim relief was given today was we are not inclined to grant any interim relief since prayer A of 2019 plea is similar with prayer B of 2024 application. There is a matter already pending. And because the prayer was simple, it was same, therefore, when in 2019 plea no interim relief was given, they cannot give in a subsequent petition. So they'll be heard together. Otherwise, nobody knows when will they be heard at a later point of time. But there was no decline by the Supreme Court. Only interim relief has not been given for this technical reason. And there's no expression on the merits, first of all. Third thing I want to say is that this person, I forget the name, he's being written as author, Mr. Verma. He said that Pawan Kheda and Congress is losing, that therefore they are saying that.
Suleiman Mohammad Khan, don't get personal. Just a minute, just a minute. Please don't get personal. Did he get personal with you? Why are you questioning his credentials? Don't do that. That's not okay. Go ahead, please.
No, I am not getting personal. He took the name of my chairman, Pawan Kheda, instead he is now taking excuses that he's losing. I am saying he's better as a spokesperson of the BJP than to pretend as an author. See, the BJP doesn't need a spokesperson. I am not getting personal. What I feel, I've said it. So, what Pawan Kheda ji has said, he has said as a responsible opposition leader, as the chairman of the communication or media, and you know the difference in the vote percentage for the first two phases is not 1% or 1.5%. It's staggering 5 to 6%. It's all over. It is
5 to 6%
in the public domain. And you know, it's not about 1 or 2 days. There are two aspects. One is the delay of 11 to 12 days. The second is the difference of 5 to 6%. That is concerning. And
मैं आपसे सिंपल क्वेश्चन पूछ रही हूँ, आपको शक क्या है? आपको शक क्या है? What is your fear?
I'm telling you
that after voting closes,
you know, I am telling you,
after voting closes, some people come in and punch in for those people or vote for those people who have not voted, right?
Priya, I am saying
your fear is fake voting.
The reason is, you know, what is election? What is constitutional democracy? Election Commission has to provide a level playing field. What is the conduct of the Election Commission? We have seen it. Has Prime Minister, Home Minister not violated Model Code of Conduct numerous times? Has Prime Minister and Home Minister and other BJP leaders not violated Representations of People Act? What they have done, they are sitting like paper tigers. There is no Election Commission in this country left. And let me tell you a personal thing, Shreya. What I have seen with my naked eyes. Listen to this, and please listen to this. On 5th of December 2022, by-election to Rampur Assembly constituency happened. I am a voter there, District Rampur, UP. I have seen with my own eyes. Police did not allow voters to vote. Thousands of people were beaten black and blue in front of everyone. No media covered it. And for the first time in the history of the country, BJP won that seat. And there was Election Commission observer, everyone there. Nobody did anything. There is no Election Commission. It's all compromised, I say, on your TV.
You know, ठीक है. But this is what you are saying. Till you can back it with proof, I am not going to believe you. But Karan Verma, would you want to come in here? Essentially, the charge of the opposition. You can say anything and I can say anything, but we need to back things with fact. But Karan Verma, would you want to come in here?
Doing robbery of the mandate
because
in
you know,
Rampur.
beyond
Doing robbery of the mandate in Rampur.
You know, beyond everything. एक minute, gentlemen. Beyond everything, Karan Verma, beyond the increased numbers. एक minute. No, just a minute. Beyond, you know, this is way beyond the increase in the polling percentage. Way beyond. This is way beyond the opposition or ADR asking for exact voter turnout in every booth. This essentially is about the credibility of the Election Commission of India, which says to ADR's petition and to the opposition backing it that this is a factory. ये शक की हवा फैलाते रहेंगे. My point is, Election Commission of India is a constitutional body. अगर सवाल है तो उनके जवाब दो ना. And if the people of this country or a section of people of this country want this data in the interest of transparency, release it. As I said, you have the data. And it's not like it is some top state secret, right? Because polling agents of those candidates have that data as well.
Precisely my point. When the polling agents already have that data, Why create a hullabaloo about it? You know, Shreya, you must understand, ADR has had a malafide intention. Back in the day, when they started, today we saw on your show, the gentleman saying that technology is there, technology is there. When we had technology in EVMs, they started doubting that and said technology cannot be absolute, we need VVPAT slips. Once VVPAT verification started, we said, okay, let's test 10 times the VVPATs, just so you are absolutely sure. Now they are saying we want 100% VVPAT. So that makes the entire process of EVM absolutely redundant if you want 100% verification. Let's go back to polling booths, where the Congress used to stuff ballots and people used to rig polling booths. You know, Congress, there is a reason why Congress is where it is. It is because of spokespersons like the one we have on your panel. They are absolutely dumbfounded, intellectually bankrupt, don't have a clue, but want to just rattle on and say democracy khatam ho gayi hai, election commission is done. Aap khatam ho gaye ho. You are done. That is your reality, and that is what you need to face.
Suleiman, I'll quickly let you respond to that and wrap the show.
No, I don't want to talk to this dumb man who is a BJP spokesperson. He's commenting on me and Pawan Kheda. You dumb BJP spokesperson. You are nothing. You are
Mr.
a zero.
Khan.
You are absolutely dumb.
Just shut up, okay?
Mr. Khan.
You are a piece
Honestly,
of shit.
Mr. Khan.
That is what you are.
Karan and Mr. Khan, this is not the channel where you call each other
piece of trash. That is what you are.
This is
Get lost.
This is unacceptable. Karan,
I never called him.
Just a minute, gentlemen. Just a minute. Karan, this is unacceptable. And Mr. Suleiman, this is absolutely unacceptable, calling each other names. You are valued guests here on Mirror Now, and this is not the channel where you need to fight or be harsh with each other or call each other names to be heard. I've given both of you enough chances. I'll just wrap at that. I think we've heard both the views. The last thing I wanted to hear was one of my panelists called the other panelist dumb and the other one called the other I don't know what. We'll just leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much, Karan Verma. Suleiman, thank you very much. And Sharad Kumar, thank you very much as well. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, it's a wrap from me. Thanks for watching.